bonus points. Holland is in and bowls and goes straight past. Because reaching outside, she plunged forward.
Runs towards us. That's clipped nicely by Jack Morley for 4 runs out to the square leg boundary. Competent. What did I call him? Belligerent.
And he's in. Tickner is down the pitch and driving for 4. There we go. It has been coming, and he took a couple of steps down. Holland didn't really adjust his length. Didn't quite get to the pitch of it, but he got well on top of the bounce, and nice straight-ish off drive. Griffin bowls. Where's that gone? Thick inside edge, I think that's gone down to fine leg for 4. It was slightly short outside off stump. It was swinging back in, and he did rather spar away there, Morley.
379 for 6 Derbyshire, taking a weight, and he's edging that down to a third man, which isn't vacant, but the man down there.
Scriven bowls outside off stump, very stylishly driven away to the offside boundary for 4 by Jack Morley. Just enough width, but that was a very nice shot. It had that little sort of touch of classy fluency that left-handers seem to have, and
running towards us, bowls to Tickner. Oh, we didn't like that, and he's come off the shoulder of his bat and gone to slip and caught by Peter Hanscom, and the Derbyshire innings comes to an end at 393. As Rees is in again, and that one is driven down the ground for 4 by Rehan Ahmed. That's a nice shot. First boundary of the Leicestershire second innings, an emphatic one, straight back down the ground.
In from that Bennett end, bowls to Ahmed, who drives in the air for 4. Chappell started to reach to his left. It wasn't a bump ball, was it? It was a hit in the air. Sight in goes Chappell and bowls edge. Oh, 2 hands diving to his left. Madsen burst through his fingers. He did get fingers on it, but he couldn't hang on, not enough. And
Rees in again. Ahmed takes a couple of steps towards him and then drives it down the ground for 4 runs. Rees stands at the end of his follow through with his right hand stroking his chin. Over the wicket to Ahmed, who drives gloriously out to the extra cover boundary this time for 4. Didn't take a stride that time. Footwork was good though. This time Ahmed drives again, and I'm not sure that Kame's going to get to that one either. He's running around the boundary, but the ball's going to beat him to the rope, and it's back to back to back from Rehan Ahmed. I've seen the last of Chappell for the time being, as Lloyd is in. That one is really darted in. That's not a great delivery, and it's crashed away by Puddinger out to the mid-wicket boundary for 4. For Lloyd, who tosses this one up a bit more, and is crashed straight back down the ground for a 1-bounce 4. It's thudded into the advertising boards down below as Puddinger had a sighter with the previous delivery and thought, well, this is all right. Just the one slip in place. Ahmed goes back and cuts down. Well, I say cuts. It came off the top edge because it's gone right over the top of Wayne Madsen and down to a very fine third man. And he does get through his overs quickly, David Lloyd. Unless the ball is in the air. It's in the air now as it's driven down the ground, but it's very straight and it bounces once and goes for 4. And for a split second, Lewis Rees might have been interested there. Ahmed goes back and cuts this one. That'll be 4 as well, I fancy, will it? Possibly, yes it is. I'm unsure for a moment whether Harry Kane would be able to get there, but he wasn't. David Lloyd just stands there and stares.
Taking the bowls and driven very pleasantly by Puddinger out through wide-ish, mid-off, stroke extra cover, and that's going to run away for 4. And the agitation being felt by Mickey Arthur won't have been lessened by that. Tickner is in, short, chopped away in the air, off, again both feet off the ground, including the right ankle going in the air from Ahmed. Didn't really get it all, but he's hit it in the air.
Anderson bowls, Ahmed drives, that might be 4, it will be 4. There was a dive by Lewis Rees, but he could get nowhere near it, and Rehan Ahmed moves to within 1 blow. Anderson bowls, and that is played a 1-footed shot to backward point for 4 by Rehan Ahmed. It's a half century of just 32 deliveries. Remarkable. That was his 11th boundary.
Taken in bowls, but defends it out just slightly wide of Lloyd, who picks up and throws to the non-striker's end, but without any conviction.
Hanscom clips that nicely into the leg side, out towards the mid-wicket boundary for 4. Despite the chase of the quickest fielder that Derbyshire have got, you know, just when he bends down like I bend down there, he's clearly still not 100% with that back.
Is in short, pulled very hard, and oh, for 4. Good diving effort from Lloyd. He had an awful lot to do. Anderson is in to Hanscom. Width carved away through the offside. Just doesn't miss out, Hanscom. Wasn't too wide, but it was wide enough. Stench and Benno group. In goes Anderson. Bounces a bit high for me. That. Oh, he's given him. He has given him. Hanscom cannot believe it. And I will admit, I'm a touch surprised. We'll have a look at the replay. Perhaps it was an impression. Anderson in. Bowls. Edged, caught. Well, he's not going to get any more than that. That bounce, you could see and hear it from here. And a guest reaching up to his right, took it two-handed, round about shoulder height. And C runs in and bowls, and whipped away by Cox behind square on the leg side for 4. In goes Anderson, bowls, clipped neatly off his toes, out towards mid-wicket. Lloyd puts in a great dive, gets a good hand to it, but the ball bounces up into the air with the backspin. It lands and goes over the ropes. A really good effort from David Lloyd, but 4. Anderson bowls. Hill is driving, and driving very pleasantly out to the cover boundary for 4. Dahl went chasing up from a sort of point position.
5th ball of the over. This time he does. He plays a similar shot to the one that he tried to play before, and makes contact with it and guides it down to 3rd man where there isn't anybody. Ahmed, new over begins, and it's clipped away down to deep backward square leg for 4 runs by Ben Cox.
He's a good sweeper normally.
Now he tries to sweep it. I'm not sure if it hit his pad, but it was pitching outside leg anyway, and it's gone all the way to the boundary. In fact, he got some bat on it, which is why any leg before wicket shout would have been.
He is in outside off stump, slapped away for 4. Really, that was too wide, and it sat up nicely and gives that one a bit more air, but it's wide and hit in the air. We had to reach for it, looking for the square drive, and it rather squirted off the top part of the bat in the air for a long way. But
we see the final ball of the session, bowled by Morley to Hill. Hill defends it, and that will be tea with Leicestershire. As Tickner is in, that one is up in the air. Is it going to be a catch? It is going to be a catch, and it's Zach Chappell who takes it, and Blair Tickner's delighted by that one. A legitimate wicket-taking delivery.
There's Morley again, nice loop to that one, but he's just let that one drift on towards middle and leg, and Hill clips it neatly away to deep mid-wicket for 4.
Tickner again bowls, or he takes his hand off the bat there. I'm not sure what it's hit. Has it hit bat? If it has, it's gone straight over the slip cord, and it has, and he's off the mark with a boundary, is Logan Van Beek.
In he goes, bowls, sweeping in front of, right, he was right in front there, Hill. Sweep, trying to sweep off the stumps. And bowling, flat delivery that is pushed away comfortably by Green. A little bit short, a little bit flat.
Chappell bowls, very full delivery, driven by Logan Van Beek out towards the cover boundary for 4 runs. Here's Lloyd again. Oops, squirts off the outside edge of his bat down towards a very fine 3rd man. There isn't a 3rd man. He's going to get 4 runs for it. Here comes Lloyd again, bowls a full toss. That's driven for 4 by Green. So he's happy to leave the odd one, but when you get a full toss outside the off stump, you've got to put it away, and he did exactly that.
He did. I'd still had protection, as you would expect. Oh, caught behind. Guess has caught him this time. Morley bowls, tosses it up. Mike drives it down into the ground. And a good stop in the covers as it bounced towards him rather nastily by Caleb Jewell. Wicket maiden, I think it was.